Welcome to Disruptive Capitalists, the show where purpose-driven entrepreneurs and bold investors share how they're reshaping the world by investing time and money in a way that improves lives and creates wealth. So let's get to it. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us again today for another great episode of the Disruptive Capitalist podcast, where we talk about how to make a difference in the world with our time and money. I just love talking to the people on our guest list here. Today is Robert. He is from Slovenia. He's an international best-selling author of The $1 Million Decision, public speaker, and an entrepreneur. Robert, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a great honor to be here.
Yeah. So tell the audience just a little bit more about who you are, about Slovenia, and, what have you been working on?
Yeah, I'm from Slovenia. This is a tiny country near Italy. And when I wrote my book, The $1 Million Decision, it became very famous. It became the international bestseller. It was translated into many languages, also Chinese Mandarin. And I'm running my investing courses. We are focusing on long-term investing. I have members from 73 countries currently. That's a bit about me. But my background is not in personal finance and investing. I started out as an entrepreneur. When I was growing up, in Slovenia, and at that time it was part of the communist bloc. And my parents were blue-collar workers, and we never had money. We were poor as church mouse, and that is why I always dreamt about something better, to become someone, to be well off, and so on. And then in my student years, the opportunity presented itself, and I started my own company from scratch. At that time, my business was web design business. I was creating websites for businesses.
Yeah,
and that was my first business, and I made quite a lot of money after a while. Then we also went into business training. So we started to teach entrepreneurs how to market themselves online, how to sell more, how to become more successful, that is when I started to really get really a lot of money into my life, and at that time I was totally financially illiterate. I knew that I should invest a part of the money that I'm making, but I had no clue about personal finance and investing. So I trusted financial advisors and money managers. And after years and years and years of giving them all my business profits, my wife, Sarah, said to me, Robert, I know that you trust these guys, but maybe we should just check, where we stand financially now. And I ordered all these account statements. And when the envelopes arrived, it was like, what? Are there some zeros missing? Money that I worked hard to earn was mostly gone. Because of high fees, because of bad choice of investment products, it was terrible. This was the start of the darkest period of my life. I became depressed, and it's really terrible.
It's when we get into those dark, depressive, the pits of our lives, we start looking. We start rebuilding ourselves. We start figuring out things. And I know for myself, having gone through some very difficult times over the past few years and trying to sort out, I really want to make a difference in the world. I really want to help people get out of poverty. The way we're doing it isn't working. And, how do I shift to do something that does work? What do we need to change? And what do I hate? And if this thing's not working and I hate it, I shouldn't be doing it. How do I realign my life and then go out and have the massive amount of effect that I wanted to have? And I know you do too, because you have how many people in your system right now? you said?
Yeah, so members are more than 8,000 currently. And I also, when I look back now to that dark period in my life, I am thankful for it,
Yeah.
because at that time I realized that I need to learn about personal finance and investing, that I shouldn't trust the financial industry, and that was the basis of my current business, because now I'm helping people to understand what is happening behind the scenes of the financial industry and the effect of small commissions and fees on the long-term returns, and how to take control over your money and investments. And this is the key to financial success. So yeah, like I said, I'm thankful for that experience, because this hardship that I needed to go through was the beginning of something beautiful, that I'm doing right now.
Yeah. That's it. We, in our very, very difficult time, I realized that the partners we were working with were not the right guys. We cut ties with them. We got very focused on what we were really passionate about. And it, like, since then, once we got really focused, we really understood what we needed to do. We ended up launching software that's focused on helping people get out of poverty, and the demand has been out at the roof. And we've had numerous doors open up that were closed because I wasn't focused on the right things. I was focused on, building. For us, it was affordable housing, and that just, like, the market's been so tough. But this other thing just has been exploded, and now we have a path to help millions of people get out of poverty, and that's been kind of our focus. And so I love it. You get down in the pit, you're struggling, you create something new that solves a major problem and issue for you and for thousands of other people.
Yeah.
And you shine a light on the hidden stuff.
Yeah.
And they can see how, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And
it's really amazing to see when people start to take control over their personal finance and investments, because I learned the hard way that the financial industry is not on our side. Our interests are not aligned. They just want to make as much more money as possible through commissions, fees, and other techniques. And when you just trust these guys, you end up paying them enormous amounts of money. And in my book, I give a couple of great examples. That everyday people who invest just 5,000 or 10,000 per year, they can end up losing more than $1 million up until they retire. Just because of all these fees and commissions and fees. It's the power of compounding doesn't work only on returns. It also works on commissions. Also the commissions and fees that they are charging, they compound over time. And this is something that I call the dark side of compounding. Darth Vader stuff.
Not the eighth wonder of the world of compound interest. It's the compounding fees. And that's something that's really opened up, my eyes as I've gotten into. I grew up in poverty. I joined the military to get out of poverty, and then I got into commercial real estate and finance and everything later on in life. And to me, it was just mind-boggling the amount of fees and everything else. Like, that's how your bankers making their money, is off of these fees. And they make a lot, which means your money is constantly getting attacked, essentially.
I recently, last year, I had a very interesting. I can tell you a very interesting story. My youngest son's teacher invited me to his class to give a presentation about the book, The $1 Million Decision. And this was like a bunch of 10-year-olds, and they were very lively. But I managed to go through it, and they were interested, and they had a lot of questions and so on. So I tried to simplify things as much as possible. But in the end, I gave them a copy of my book, and also the teacher took one. And then after several months, he emailed me. The teacher emailed me, and he said that after he read the book, he started to go through his investment reports. That he was working with a financial advisor, and he said, I started to go into details to check what is happening with my money, and basically he realized that in the last 3 or 4 years, his net returns on his portfolio were zero. He was breaking even. But in the meantime, the market, in the same time period, the market went up more than 40%. So he because of high fees and because of again bad choice of investment products, he lost 40% in the last 4 years. So imagine that you have, let's say, 100,000 or let's say 100,000 in your portfolio, and in 4 years it doesn't grow. Meanwhile, the stock market goes up 40%. You lost 40,000. That's crazy. And if he continued with this financial advisor, when he would retire in I don't know 20, 30 years time, he would be broke. But because he read the book, he learned about these commissions and fees, and now he started to invest in simple ETFs, index funds. These are big baskets of stocks where you invest for the lowest possible fee, and that's a much better solution for like 99% of people compared to trusting some kind of financial advisor who charges high fees on his own, and then also chooses the products that are not profitable.
Like the stuff that, like, he doesn't care if you lose your money. No offense. Like, they got paid because of the fees. And I've met a lot of really good investment advisors who are trying to help their folks succeed. And those are the folks that are willing to look at not just ETFs, not just, they're willing to look at real estate. They're looking, for tax benefits. They're looking at the entire machine.
First, you need to be financially literate to even be able to choose the right financial advisor. If you have no idea, if you have no clue, you will not be even able to have some kind of criteria: who is good, who is bad, and so on.
That's exactly it.
With financial education.
It all starts with financial education. You can't even make a choice until you know what the choices are and you understand what the choices are, as it is in life, right? And that's been one of the things I've been championing here is disruptive capitalism. Is we can choose to use our money in a way that aligns with our morals, our ethics. You can invest in companies that are doing good things that you agree with morally and ethically. You don't have to just do it as for a return. You can make money investing in a way that makes a difference. If you're not sure, ETFs or big conglomerate funds, stuff like that is a great way to go. It's a great easy button to push, and at least you're going to make market rate stuff. Or you can look for, if you want to take a little bit more control, you can, find ways. Or if you do have an investment manager, you can say, "Hey, Robert, I want to invest in a way that makes a difference. Are there companies out there that you can direct me to, or investment opportunities out there?" And I'm sure you could help. So Slovenia, I have to tell you a little story real quick. I spent the weekend with the former prime minister of Slovenia.
Oh, really?
This past week. Great harmonica player, by the way, Alois Peter Lee. And
nice.
We were he was a good one. He was he was the first one who helped transition from Soviet rule
Yugoslavia to Slovenia.
And then all of a sudden he gets in and there's a war right out the gate. And he's like, I just became prime minister. And he said the first thing that he did was when he won, and he called some people to see if they would come replace him because he was like, I ran, but I can't really be the prime minister. I didn't think I was going to win.
Yeah, I was a teenager when we were when all this was happening, So
Yeah. Great guy, very humble. Like all of a sudden I'm the prime minister. I'm not really sure what to do. I called my friend. I'm like, you need to come do this for me. He said he called his mom. He's like, what do I do? And she's just like, you got elected, go do the job. And so he did. He went and did the job, and just a great guy.
Yeah, and Slovenia is a very nice country. It's very safe, beautiful country, but it's tiny. We only have less than 2 million population, but it's we have a bit of a sea. We have Alps. So we have all sorts of different places, to visit, very famous ones also. So yeah, it's a nice country to live in.
That's I'm sure there's listeners who don't know what Slovenia is, which is great. Hopefully they go look at it on a map.
Yeah, to put it on a map, maybe just it's under Austria and to the east of Italy.
Yeah. So top of the boot, folks, top of the boot, a little bit to the right, right along the coast.
Yeah.
So how did you get into, would you say 73 different countries working with different people? How did that happen?
By building my personal brand. So when I was in my so the second business was a business education. And I always only delivered small workshops locally, small seminars locally. I was not doing anything internationally. But then I met some guys in London, especially Andy Harrington. He was running courses on how to be better at public speaking and how to create a business out of the products that you can offer to people. So at that time, I learned how to package so at that time I didn't even have a business model for investment part of what I'm doing right now. I just knew that this is something that people really need, that there is a huge problem in the world, and that people would really need something like that I'm offering. But I didn't know how to package it. I didn't know how to market this. I didn't know how to sell this. So yeah, I went to Andy Harrington's courses, Public Speakers Academy, and a couple of other courses, and I learned how to package my system, how to name it, how to present it. How to sell it through my seminars, webinars, and so on. And then when I had this, I also needed a personal brand because I was unknown, of course, outside of my home country. And here the book really made a difference because I said, okay, all authorities, Robert Kiyosaki, Brian Tracy, and so on. So everybody has a book, and I said I need a book. I need to write a book because book gives you credibility, book gives you authority, and then I decided to write, because you can choose to write a good book, or you can choose to write some kind of sales brochure, that just I have a book. But I decided to write a really good book that will last for decades. The messages in the book were relevant in 2017 when it was published. They are totally relevant now, and they will be relevant in 20 years' time. So I decided to write a really good book with a lot of humor, with some illustrations, with cartoons. So it's really an interesting book, and I use quite a lot of science fiction examples and analogies, and I try to, present this complex topic of investing in a very simple way. And I think that based on the readers' feedback, I achieved that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
Where can people find your book?
So yeah, they can just go to Amazon or just type in Google Robert Rolih or the $1 Million Decision book or whatever, and it will pop up. Yeah.
Beautiful. You have done something later on in life that most people don't ever do. You went through a pit, you changed course, you created a system to fix a massive issue that you see. Most people see massive issues, they don't do anything about it. They complain about it and they go home and go back to watching Netflix or TV and get mad and don't change anything. But you actually went and decided to look, you're never going to change the banking system.
Yeah.
You're not, right? But you can create something new and better and show the world that you have something new and better.
Yeah.
So your overnight success took how many years? 7 years?
Yeah, I could say decades.
Decades, yeah.
Not years, but decades.
Yeah, decades. And I don't know of any other shortcut other than going through and learning the process.
Yeah.
But
I once shared the stage with Gary Vaynerchuk, a very famous entrepreneur. And one thing that he said really stuck in my head. He said, the difference between people who will become successful and will never become successful is 1 hour after dinner. And he explained, if you after dinner, if you go and sit on a couch and watch football or the new movie on Netflix, you will never succeed. But if you start to learn, if you start to watch business videos on YouTube, how to become successful, how to become an entrepreneur, how to sell better, how to market yourself, these business skills. If you start to learn about these business skills, if you start to read books, if you after dinner you do something useful, you learn something, then in maybe 1 year or 2 years you will become one of the top experts in your niche. And this will help you enormously in your career, because you will be able to increase your income. And if you increase your income, of course, if I go to my turf, you will also be able to invest more, and you will live a better life. You will be able to help more people. You will be able to have more time freedom. And so on, So this 1 hour after dinner makes all the difference. And today there are no excuses. You have everything on YouTube is free. Books are cheap. You have ChatGPT. ChatGPT gives you all the, ChatGPT is all the human knowledge in one place. You just need to ask it, and so on. So there are no excuses. So you just need to decide for yourself. Yeah.
That's it. That is it. It's amazing. So when I pivoted, because we had so much demand for our tech around money and providing transparency with a lot of these nonprofits in the system, and really focus on helping individuals become successful. The way that we got out of our rut was, after dinner, I went and worked for 5 or 6 hours, and I would work till 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, get back up at 6:30 in the morning, and have a couple more hours of work in before my workday began. And I did that for a little over 2 months, every single day. And my wife was ready to kill me because she there I am working in my garage where I have my computer and everything set up, and the air conditioner, so it's nice and cool. But that's what enabled the pivot, and that's what enabled the expertise to do the thing that we're doing, and then hired fantastic experts to help. But now I know enough to guide the ship and create the stuff. And you have to put in the time. There is no other way around it. There's none.
Yeah.
There's none. So you can complain on your couch while you watch football, or you can go make a difference. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Robert, thank you so much for being on the show. One last question for me is what's your biggest concern or biggest struggle right now in the financial markets? What are you seeing, and what keeps you up at night right now?
Yeah, currently the situation is quite uncertain because the market, especially the stock market, has been going up since April. So I think that we are due for some kind of correction, maybe a bigger one, let's say 10, 15, maybe 20%. But I like corrections, because at that time you can buy assets cheaper. So I always, as a long-term investor, I always hope for some kind of correction after a big up move, so you can add more money to your investments. So yeah, it's also gold has been going up for a couple of years now. A lot of people are investing in gold now, but I think it's a bit too late, because you should never invest in something because everybody else does and because it has been growing for a prolonged period of time. So gold, for example, is a store of value asset. It doesn't create anything, as opposed to stocks. When you invest in stocks, you are investing in something that creates new value for this world. So companies create new value, but gold is just store of value, and that is why after a big up moving gold, I would not buy gold now, for example. But of course, a couple of years ago we were buying gold. But for stocks, I think that for stocks you can buy them whenever you want, because you can be pretty sure, because of all the money printing, the money printing will not stop. And
it won't stop.
Because all the governments are of course running deficits. They are having huge debt burdens, and the only way out is monetization or printing money, and that's it. So
it doesn't matter what side of the aisle they will print money.
And when there is more money in the system, more money in circulation, it ends up in assets, So that is why real estate is going up. That is why over a long period of time, I'm saying here now, not month or last month, but real
now it's
estate
like
prices
30%
will go up. Stock prices will go up. Bitcoin price will probably go up. Now nothing is certain. Nothing is 100% certain in the investing world, but the likelihood of this happening is very, very, very high. And that is why I believe that, when you invest in growth assets or assets that have a very, very high probability of appreciating in the future, you cannot go wrong.
Thank you. That's well said. That concern is felt by many experts out there. And I share those concerns. I think the bright spot is some of the AI tech is incredibly disruptive and amazing. A lot of it is just patchwork quilt stuck on the side, and it's going to be a lot of big companies that are going to get disrupted, in my opinion, because look, for example, we've created a thing that gets rid of email. Like, you don't even need email anymore with this system that we have, and you would never have to open your inbox again. That will potentially disrupt the big players who will never ever do that because their entire system is built on Outlook email, right? Like, they just make it a little bit easier to use, AI stuff, whatever, but just disrupt the entire system, and you don't even need that stuff. So I'm excited to see what the future holds on the tech side. There's going to be a lot of changes in the next year or 2 years, and some will get burst.
It's a huge development. Everything that is going on with AI, it's something comparable to internet, or maybe I don't know, the new farming technologies that happened 100 years ago. It's a huge thing.
With tulips.
And we will see where it takes us. But I'm always optimist. I always see the bright side, because if you take a look at the world is much better now than it was 20 years ago. It's much better now than it was 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago. The quality of life, the opportunities, the freedom that we have, it's unparalleled. Never in our history we had all these opportunities. We had such wealth in the world. There was always much more poverty and suffering compared to now. So I believe that the world will improve also in the future.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. How can folks reach you if they want to reach out?
Maybe I prepared a 90-minute online masterclass, a brand new 90-minute online masterclass that is totally free of charge, where I share 3 keys to investing in the age of artificial intelligence and money printing. And I also teach about the effect of commissions and fees on your long-term returns, how to use the reverse psychology of investing to improve your profits, and so on. So it's free to attend. And if you go to my website, robertrolih.com, so it's Robert, ROLIH.com. ROLIH.com. So robertrolih.com. You will see the masterclass there somewhere near the top.
Perfect. I'll make sure that's in the show notes. Robert, thank you so much for being on the show. And thank you for all that you're doing. And we will see you all next time.
Thank you very much. Bye.
If this episode shifted your thinking, then share it with someone bold. And remember, capital is a tool. Use it to build a world you are proud to live in.